Good morning, happy Thursday, and hello. It's obviously been a few days since I've jumped into this project, so remind myself where I am. I think what we're doing is the tags. So we have, oh right, we have these, and I can't stand that. Esitsu, hello. How are you doing today? How have your last few days been? Let's see. So I want. Oh right, we're doing this stuff in here because we have tables and we're looking at this. So what I want to do is I want to be able to pass in the headers and then the data. And it's probably going to be a vector for both, where we can have like a vector. Oh, right. It'll have to be a vector of the same size. So if I want to do something like, okay, very busy, lots of work calls, makes sense. It's work is busy these days. It does feel like that. It does feel like that. So I mean, busy is good though, right? In this case, because lots of work means lots of work, right? So if I have titles, I think, okay, so I think it's going to have to be a vector of things that implement display. Because how can I do this generically? Attribute value can handle several different types, as long as they're sort of like relatively kind of string types. They could also be number types. That might work. We might be able to do attribute value. So if I do something like, let's go into our table. Okay, so let's say I do want columns first, like the titles. So pub titles is going to have to be a vector of attribute values. So given that, then I want to replace this where we have the table head, we have a table row, and then we want all of these table heads here. So if I do something like that, we can now take props titles. I don't think I need to take ownership of it. So then I map it, and now we're going to have a title. And I want to turn this into HTML. And specifically, I want it to be this TH. So if I do something like this, scope column, and you're the title. So if I do that, now at the end of the map, we collect you into a vector of HTML. Okay. And then we get rid of you. All right, so you're just unhappy because I don't have titles, and I need. I mean, I need titles. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to like basically require them. So let's head to pages, pages tables. We have to create some titles. Okay, so this will be a vector of, let's say we have like I don't know, like a name, viewers, or like articles, maybe like courses. So if I do something like that, we have our title. Okay, so a table. In here, I want titles equals titles. Oh, since I already own it there, we'll just do it like this. Okay. The trait bound vector of stir into prop value of an I string is not satisfied. Oh, I can't do them from stirs? Oh. Okay, I could do that. There we go. Okay, so we have our name and courses. Great. Can I put my into instead of here? Can I put it over here? Oh, I thought it would run it across all of them. I don't think. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, so we have titles. Next up is going to be the values. It would be amazing if I could do dynamic values. I I don't think it's going to be quite that easy, and I don't need it right now, but it would be nice. It would be nice. Okay, so we'll do values is also going to be a vector of attribute value. And so here, okay, so we're going to have a loop through and do a table row for each of these. So we'll put it right here. Okay, so I want the essentially these things. Hey, why is there voice in this? No, we've done so good. Okay. Ooh, one more. Okay, so now I have our prop values that we have a table head scope row. Oh, with this one. Okay, so that one, interesting. So they're doing this as like a table head here. I don't know if I need that. I guess they're doing that in order to. I don't know what that is for. The table head, the scope for row, so it's letting you know. Oh, it's basically sort of like bolding and letting you know that this is like a header for this row. I've never seen a table where I need IDs in it for like normal web applications, and I think I'd be okay with not having this out there. We can get rid of view, and we'll throw the value like that. And then Okay, so we have all of you, and then you can all go away. So all the way into that last TR, it's 11. Okay, so that's great. Oh, that's great. I now need to pass in values. Okay, so let's say we do 3 right now to begin with. So we're going to start with maybe you. We'll do you. We'll do, let's see, you. We'll do a Node.js. And we'll do maybe like Rust, maybe Axon. Oh, right. Totally forgot. We have courses too. So I got one of them. I okay. So what do I do for this? Because I have a is it gonna be a vector of vectors? It might be a vector of vectors. Or maybe it's gonna be a hash map. Maybe I should do a hash map with the titles are the same thing as the. Oh yeah, that might work. Let's say if this is not a values of attribute value, but this is a hash map of attribute value and attribute value. Okay. So I have key and value, right? So we go through here, and so we have our value is a map of the values. And then I want to reach into that to grab the actual thing that I want. So that's going to be so I'm going to have to get have to loop through the titles and the values. Well, I guess like I have to loop through both here. Can I get the index of this too? I feel like I can't easily, but maybe I can. So can I do a dot enumerate? And then you're going to be value index, I think. Okay, so your index. Okay, backwards. Index is first. Then value. Okay. So we have the index, of the values. So one thing we should do is we should have a check in here. If our vectors are not the same length, we need to throw some kind of error. So this is the first component we're working with that can have an error on it. So I'm thinking an error callback essentially. The other one is an LMS error. Do I have errors here? I do have a foundations errors. Okay, so we can do this. So I could do something like table error. So error building. Okay, so this is error creating table. This will be on error. We'll do a callback, and then we'll pass out. Should I do an on error? Or should I do on result? Can you not map the title to the values? Oh, wait. That's a great idea. Ooh, wait, good idea. I was thinking too much JavaScripty. Yeah, hold on. What if I just do, yeah, okay. I think I just have a hash map like that. So an attribute value and then this. And so these are the titles. And then this will have to be a vector of values in here. Okay. I like this more. Now I can loop through the hash map. Okay, so let's do this differently now. We're going to loop through the hash map, and we're going to return. Okay, so what are you? You're unknown because now we have to do values. Now what are you? Okay, now you're the I string. So then I can do title values. And you don't care about. So then in here we have our th scope. We do the title. We collect that. Okay, so that's fine. You're happy now. Values, we iterate. We do not need to enumerate anymore. We map through, and so our first one is going to be the title, which, and the values. Okay. I actually don't know if I need this title anymore. So then we go through and we create a table row, and then, okay, I was missing another loop. So we all love nested loops, right? I think everybody who does any amount of programming for a while eventually loves nested loops. I mean, that's the point of programming, right? Use keys instead of iter. Ooh, well, With that first one, yeah, we can definitely use keys instead of iter. And then this just becomes title, doesn't it? And the other one can be values instead of iter. Oh, yeah. These are still values that we're getting. Okay, so no information. Oh, you're unhappy. Because of that. Okay. So we have you. I think you've given you bad advice because of the ordering. Is ordering weird here? Oh, hash map, we don't guarantee orders, do we? Oh no, a hash map doesn't guarantee orders. I was thinking of a hash map because it would make it easier, but I think, oh no, because I can't guarantee that they're going to be in the same rows. The datas won't be in the same rows as the columns always. They might change around. Oh, an index map. And I don't know if I've used index map. I think that does keep the order, right? I've mostly used hash map. Let's try an index map. Are there any? What are other maps that I can use? So filter map. Don't want any of those. B tree map. That's interesting. It is an ordered map. In the index map crate, not in standard, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh, I was hoping that I can do something in standard for this. Is it worth bringing in an entirely another crate just for this though? I don't know. It's gonna like that. Every time I do that, I have to worry about like increasing the size. We haven't checked the size of the binary recently. That might be a good idea. I could swear that there's different types of maps. Think it might be better off with a vec of tuples. Would it be a vec of tuples or would it be a vec of vecs? Because I'm thinking like we're getting this from the database, right? And then I have to dynamically create it from that. Dynamically creating tuples of unknown length is hard, and there's also a limit of like 50 something for tuples. Oh, I see what you mean. Vec of key of vec of value. Yeah, we might have to do that. Should I create my own data structure for this? Should I create a type that has a key and then the values inside of it? So imagine, if you will, I create a pub struct. This would be like a table value. So table, if I do table value of something like that, I could then do a pub like header, like title, which would be an attribute value. and then a pub value, which would be an attribute value. Oh, no, which would be a vector of attribute values. And then I just have a vec of these. The type system might be nice here, so it sort of tells me what to do with this. I kind of like that idea. Derive. I could create a builder for this too. So like, if necessary, let's try using it and see how it feels. So let's derive partial equal. I don't know if I need anything else. Okay, so we do that. We now have values is now going to be a vector of table value. Okay, so we have you. We can't do well. Okay, so we can do some custom functions here to make this a little bit easier for us. We'll import table value. And we'll do a pub function titles. We'll take in a reference to self, and we will return a vector of attribute values. Oh, Yew has a dependency on index map. So you wonder how much the size would change. Unfortunately, unless they're re-exporting it, it would grow because I wouldn't be using the same one. Most likely. It would be nice if they re-exported it, then I could just use that one. Then yeah, the size wouldn't change at all. I think this is going to be technically better for programming wise because I'm setting the types to be exactly what I want them to be, and now they have like the names and everything else has meanings, which is nice. Okay. So I want to return a vector of this. I have shoot. No, F type. Okay, never mind. Each one is title. It's just a singular. So I was thinking I have those values there. So we do prop set values. We do iter again. We map. So we get a value. And I want to now have this be value dot title. We collect that. Okay. Now we come down here. Okay, so values dot iter. We have our value, but our value is going to be a single table value. It would be the same one if you weren't too strict with the constraints. I think the size would depend on if you use the same key values. Otherwise, each key value would compile to different code due to generics. Right. I keep on forgetting about like the generics compile thing too. Okay, so we have a table row, and then inside of that, we now need to do another row, so another loop. So we're going to do a value dot values. What did I call it? Value dot value. I want to call this values. We do an iter. We map through Yew. I could extract this out into methods on the struct that returns like the HTML. That might be nice. But okay, so if we do this, now we have, okay, let's do like we have values. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is table value. We have table value values. We iterate. So this becomes just a value. We're going to do HTML again. And we're going to take this individual TD here, and we throw in the value. I think that's going to be fine. And then we close you off. Oh, and then we have to do this entire thing here. No. Like that. Okay. So I think this would work. So now you're okay. So we have to go back to our pages tables. And so now it's going to be something slightly different. So instead of titles and values like that, we're going to do values equals to rename this. So instead of table value, name this VB table value, just to stay consistent. You are. Okay. Pages, tables. VB table val. It's gonna be a vec. VB table value. Ooh, I don't have like a new or anything on that. So we have our title. Our title is going to be right. We were doing like name. Oh, with like a value. Ooh, with values on it. That's another vector of things like you. Okay, so we do Yew, Rust, Node.js, something like that. What? No. What did I do? Okay. So you're upset because of the types. Okay. So then let's. I mean, I could make this more generic. Don't know if I want to. I think right now let's do this as not generic and sort of see where we get to. Okay, so let's do a substitute. We'll do wherever we have a quote, comma, and we turn that into quote, into comma, and then do it for everything. Oh, but that last one doesn't get hit because I don't have a comma. Okay, fine. I can do that once. Thought I was gonna get all of them. Okay, so then we have values here. Error. Okay, so there's no error here. Error must be in the other one. Oh, it's a move. Okay, so we have a move. We could do a clone, I think. So you're that table dot Value.title. Oh, yeah. So value.title is an attribute value which does not implement clone. It is cheap to clone, though. So we'll just have to do that. We'll have to do the same thing here. Maybe? Maybe. I don't remember. Oh, makes you happy. Each of those were supposed to be titles. And then each of them were gonna be the numbers of other things. Okay, so I just not here. I screwed up my pages tables. Okay, what I meant was um we have oh geez. Okay, so is that gonna work? I have name, and then I want the names to be down here, and then I want like something else, and I want those things to be down here. I either go back to the array of arrays method, or the vector of vectors method, or the vector of hash maps. Because this is not working. Let's say I have two titles here. Of course it isn't like that. So I want to do something like name is going to be like courses. And maybe I want yeah, because like this is getting weird for that. Either way, we're gonna have weird. It's like reaching into other arrays to grab stuff. I don't think this is helpful. So what I want is I probably want to go back to having a vector just for the titles, and then I want a vector for each row, and I want that length to match the other one, and then I can just index it into. So I think that's what makes sense. It'll have to be a vector of vectors or a vector of the hash map. Either way is like the same thing. So what I essentially want to do here I essentially want to do something like we have a title of um, tag name, And then let's do a number here. It's like used, like a like number of courses. So that we have two different data types for this. So if I do that, then we throw in a titles. Then we're going to do values. And a value is going to be made up of, so each row in a value is now going to be a row in the table, and each of those corresponds to these. So either I could have, using the name here as the key in a hash map, or I could just have another vector and I use the index of this. Either way works. Either way, I need to like think about that and be aware of it when I'm creating it on this side. So if I do a hash map, I need to create that over here. I don't see a reason why not necessarily. It's a lot of potential hash maps being created, whereas vectors are really simple. If hash maps become objects, like if they just become normal objects, then it's actually not big. And objects and arrays are actually the same thing in JavaScript, because of course they are. So in that case, there's no difference like how it works. So I could just do hash map then. So we'll do a hash map. New. Dot insert. Our key would then be, it'd have to be like the same exact thing, right? So tag name. And then the value here would be something like you. Does it insert return? Oh, it returns an option with the previous one that was in there. So I can't do this like, I can't do this. I have to create the hash map. Creating the demo for this sucks. What is it going to be like creating the normal one? So I get a database entry back. I'm going to get a vector of like strings, for example, for all the tags. Get a vector for all the rows in the database, aren't I? So we have all the tags. I create the title separately. I create those by hand. I then go down one more and I create this hash map. So I loop through and I create a hash map from that. I guess that will be a little bit easier. But you're thinking that if I use a, well, This might be the easiest way to work with it from database stuff coming back from a database. I want to just like continue with this. So essentially I need to do this here. And then for each row, I have to create a new hash map. And then we do that to it. And then I do this, let's say, 3 times. So we have Rust. So tag name is now Rust. Tag name is now Axum. And I throw in the values here. Okay. So then, oh, I probably need to do a .intos on all these. Okay, so I do that. Let's go to table. We will have titles. It's gonna be a vec of attribute value. I wonder if I should just make that a string. Then we have our values, which is gonna be a vec of hash maps. Am I doing that right? I don't think I did that right. Pages, tables. Oh yeah, I haven't put these in here yet. So then I do values dot push Yew. Rust. Apparently Yew again. Don't want that. I want Axum. Okay. So then this becomes a vector of a hash map with an attribute value. So now I can use that attribute value to access this. You are let's see, for titles. Yeah, that should be right. Okay. So then we're going to map through, okay, so titles. We iterate, we get the title, and we throw in the title here. And you probably need to be cloned, so that's fine. Okay, values, we iterate through that, so we now get the map of attribute value. Okay, so we get the map. So this is now the value map. Okay. We're going to create a row for that. That's the first one. And then we have to, no, we're no longer sort of like looping through anymore. Now I want to get the value out of here using the other value. So in some ways, I want to loop through the titles again. So when I iterate through the titles, we get a title out of here. So that's a reference to an attribute value, which is exactly what we need. We get the table row. No, I want to do that again. So that we get our value map, we get our table row. Now here I want to loop through. Get rid of you. Here I want to loop through the titles again. So props.titles iter. I could just do a for each or for loop. We'll do for title and props.titles. Okay, so now I have. You can't tell me what you are. Great. I don't know why you can't tell me what you are. Seems weird. I could do a for each, but in here that might be better. Okay, so for title and title. So I have this title now. Why are you upset? What's going on? Unexpected token in. For title in. Have I just completely forgotten how to use for loops? It is in, right? Can I not do for loops in HTML in a block? Okay. Why have I completely forgotten how to do this? Oh, fun. All of these. Okay, let's just remind myself. See if I'm going insane. We'll do let our oh, I have Zilby's here. Okay, so our loop, so we have a thing and it's a vector of, I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, 34, 4. Sure. We're gonna do for a in thing. I want a reference to thing. Or I can do dot iter, I suppose. And then let's just debug a. Like that should work, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm not insane. I guess I can't do for in loops, like just a normal for loop here. Okay, good to know. We are going to do a... Do I want to do another map? So I'm mapping through here to give me you. Then I map through titles to give me a row. So yeah, I think I do. So, okay. Props.values. We just do another read-only iterator for map. So it should be okay with us doing this. So we have, this is now a title. Don't want values. I want titles. Okay. So we have okay, right. That's fine. So we're going to return out of this. We're going to collect HTML, a vector of HTML. Okay. Now you're just upset because I'm not doing that. Nice. Okay. So I have the title, which means next I need to take the value map that we have here, which means I need to... Do I need to clone the entire value map for each of these? I hope not. I want to grab these out. So let's do let value equals. So I'm going to take the value map and we're going to get let me to do this. Okay. It's an option with the iString. Perfect. And I think it's going to handle this just fine. Otherwise, I can do unwrap or default with it. That might work too. So then, okay, so we have this value. I want to create the TD for this. So we return HTML. We're going to have a TD with the value. Like that. And now you're happy. All right, I got tag name, Axum. Okay, that's great. Do I have any errors? Okay, no errors. So it's okay with that. So I wanted for the tag name to get all the different ones, and I didn't get that. Pages, tables. So what happened here? Well, perhaps because I should insert them into the correct ones, shouldn't I? Rust handlers were telling me, hey, I think you did something wrong. There we go. Okay, so we have our tag name. We have Yew.rs and Axum in the tag name. So that's great. Now, if I wanted to add this number of courses in here, we just do another insert for each of these. So I do number courses, and this would be, okay, so I'm curious, can I do something like, let's say we've done 5 courses with you, and then you have 1 course. And you have, I don't know, 0 courses. Ooh, okay. From integer not satisfied. Okay, so it has to be. Okay. Can I do attribute value from like 10? No. Okay. So you can only come from strings. I mean, I could toString this. That's not a problem. Like it's going into the DOM. It's gonna be fine as a string. The question is, do I really want it to be a string, or do I want it to be something else? In which case, I could have it be generic, and then that would just be whatever feels like go in there. Maybe something that implements display or something like that. So if I have like 10, can I do, I can't do an into because you don't know how to do that. I could do toString into. I mean, that's not great, but I think that'll work. Oh, 10 into. Yeah, I know. But I'm sort of trying to show this is what it would be like if I actually had a real string. Oh, I did the exact same thing again. Okay, so you're fine. Your Rust, your accent. Okay, so if we do that, now all the numbers should show up there in the right. Okay. So when we have data coming back from the database, I need to turn it into a string, and then I can like turn it into the attribute value. I wonder how long before I decide to refactor this to something different and better. But technically, this gives us a table here. So if I have this saved, we can go and use this over here. So where the tags are. Let's see how good or not good this is going to be. So this is what? Pages tags. All right, so I have the tags coming in. So I have the courses store. And okay, so let tags, courses store. Okay, so I have these tags iter. We want to do something here. So we have like let, this is going to be the tag titles. It's going to be a vector. Now, this one I might be able to sudo courses store. Okay, get tags. I iterate through you. We map. We have a store tag. Now the store tag, I have access to the name, which is a string. But I want to do an I want to do an into for that. I think I need to clone it. So clone and then into. And then I want to collect this into a vector of attribute values. Okay. Okay, so that makes you happy there. Now I need the value parts. So we have the titles for this, and we're just gonna have, shoot, that's not the titles. These are creating the. I'm creating the. Doing it backwards. These are the tag values. That tag titles is going to be equal to a vector of, and the only thing that we care about here is just like tag name right now. So perhaps having that be just a static stir that I'm taking in would be better. So, oh, right, for the into, because it doesn't know what I'm creating. You will. Don't worry. You will absolutely know what you're creating. In the meantime, let's comment you out. That's not a comment. Let's comment you out. Okay, so we have course is store. Okay, so we go tags, so we iterate over that. We create a map over the store tag. Store tag name. Now you are going to be a hash map of those. Okay, so all right, so you're actually very different. You're not a vec of attribute values. You're a vec of hash map with attribute value, attribute value. Okay. Then for you, let's block this. I want to create the new map. Okay, so we have our map. It's equal to hash map. Oh, it's really a row. So let's do mute row hash map new. Then I want to insert into it. So row dot insert. The value is going to be tag name, and then you are going to be the sort tag dot name. So here we probably have to clone you, and then we can into you. Okay, and then I'm going to return the row. Okay, now we have our values. Okay, so we're no longer going to do these tag cards like this. So instead, we're going to do a BB table. We will have titles is equal to, uncomment that. It's our tag titles. Then we have our values. And that's going to be our tag values. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, course tags. Now we have you like that. Okay. I want to container. We want to give this a margin. Give that a little bit of a margin so it's more in a center like that. Okay, nice. So if I want more stuff in here, we can add you. And then we can have a form. Then we can have a form to add a tag. But I guess like technically this is I'm displaying all the tags now. I don't feel it looks that great, but it's better than the cards. So I think this will have to be good for like now. Okay, so that's this one. Next one is going to have to be adding a new tag. So we'll start with the CRUD on that. But it's 8:14. My alarm is going to go off any second now for me to get ready for the rest of my day. So let's go ahead and call it here. And we'll continue on tomorrow for this. Thank you everybody for hanging out today. As I just sort of mentioned, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time to continue working on this. We've got displaying of the tags down. I don't know how happy I'm with it, but it's good enough for us to get going at the least. And then we will work on the next thing, which is I want to CRUD this essentially. So the next one is creating a new tag. So I'll probably work on like the bare minimum of features for it. So I'll just do the cur cr cr for this. I'll create and then read, and then we can move back to create the course, and this will allow us to sort of display the tags that are available for us to create. So that's fun. Anyways, thank you all for hanging out with me today, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.